Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, today's show is sponsored by our very own Bulldog TV. I would like to discuss the school children at Robb Elementary. And by the way, there's some new reports out that this guy was there for 90 minutes and that there were parents who were wanting the police to go in and the police didn't go in and they had to get a key to the door or something. I mean, it's incredible, some of these reports. But I don't think enough people are talking about not just, I mean, it's devastating, these children that were killed. Can you imagine what this crime scene looks like? But all of the children that survived it, I can't imagine. Can you imagine the way the rest of their lives are, the issues that every kid in that school is going to have? And what about kids in neighboring schools? It's horrific. You know, a lot of people used to mock. They mock it less now, post-traumatic stress disorder. But I just can't imagine the mental health issues that are going to come from all those poor children that experience this, not to mention the teachers, school personnel, and parents. But it just reminds me about how it makes me so angry they don't defend school children. No one deserves the defense more than our school children, which go to school in gun-free zones for good guys, but not the bad guys. I'd like to talk about 18-year-olds because it comes up that this kid was 18 years old. You know, you cannot change the fact that 18-year-olds enlist in the military and go fight for our country using guns and can die or be harmed or wounded fighting for their country at the age of 18. So, you know, 18 is the lawful legal age in this country to enlist in the military, to vote, to do all these things. It's just what we have created. Now, if you want to move that year for whatever reason, so be it. But until it is, you know, why shouldn't an 18-year-old have the right to purchase a gun? It sounds so cliche-ish, and after a massacre like this, it sounds maybe cold. But it is true. People are the ones that kill. They might use a gun to do it, but it's the people, it's not the gun. It's the misuse of a gun. And those people that want stricter gun laws, I mean, Steve Kerr's rant about made me want to puke. He's never ranted about all the deaths in Chicago. And he used to play for the Bulls. He used to play for the Bulls. How come we didn't have a rant like that about the deaths in Chicago, Stevie boy? You know, it is so easy, the left, what they do with this issue. But bad people, evil people, get guns. They get guns. Chicago has some of the most strictest gun laws there are. Doesn't matter. Makes me sick. Biden, 83% think we're going the wrong way with this guy. I mean, this is the biggest cluster mess of a president in our history. It is beyond comprehension. It is scary. And you need to not forget who gave him to us. Who gave this guy to us? New poll shows Trump beating Biden in 2024. The only thing that shocks me is how narrow the margin is. I mean, it's unbelievable. Twitter had a shareholder meeting and they didn't address the Musk issue except we're working through it. Funny. Hey, Bush. There he is right there. George Bush's nephew, who's also named George Bush, lost in Texas, lost every county but 5. Uyghur in China, concentration camps. Nobody speaks out about this. No NBA officials, Nobody on the left speaks out about this. The party of death. AOC complaining about Musk wants to apparently sell her Tesla now. You know why she's so upset? Musk punked her pretty good because she said that when you talk bad about it, that means you really won her. And so Musk played that card against her and outplayed her. Oz and McCormick, 900 and some odd votes separate. There's an automatic recount. That rarely changes anything because all they're doing is putting back in the machines the voting cards, but who knows? 937 votes. And there's a lawsuit filed by McCormick where he says, why aren't we going to count these ballots that were submitted on time that inadvertently did not have the date on them? Now, if that's the fact, if they know those votes were given on time and they inadvertently didn't have a date, why wouldn't you count them? It seems to me you ought to count them. Well, the Pennsylvania Republican Party and Dr. Oz are fighting that. Doesn't make sense to me. Texas lawyers, the Bar Association, have gone after Attorney General Paxton, the guy who just beat Bush. Think about it. The people in Texas voted for this guy overwhelmingly against George Bush, the younger. But the State Bar Association wants to go after him for what he's said and done relative to the elections. Do you see what happens? They do it to me. They do it to Giuliani. They do it to Lynn Wood. They do it to this guy. State Bar Associations. What they do, they go after lawyers that don't play their games. It's unbelievable. Moderna is throwing away 30 million doses. Why nobody wants them? You watch, they'll take a tax loss on it. They won't be out anything. Russia might debt default. I've said this over and over again to you. I am the only person in America that I've heard say this come out of their mouths from all the national pundits. With tyrants, you have to play this weird balance game of keeping them in check, but not putting them in a corner. This one guy that I know wanted to do a movie. It was going to be low budget. In fact, I was going to play one of the lead roles in it. And I shot a scene on a Saturday, and it took so long. I said, man, I can't do that anymore. It takes too long. But the premise of his movie was this. We become energy independent from the Middle East, so the Middle East gets in a bind. They're desperate. They start a world war. See, that's the kind of thing. It's these weird balances with tyrants. And the question is, are we getting things out of balance with Russia? Because it's a weird dynamic. Trump is going to go to the NRA on Friday. The convention is in Houston, Texas. The NRA put out a statement expressing their sadness for all those injured, but maintaining their position on gun rights. Despite my reaction to what happened in that school, Robb Elementary, is why in the hell aren't we protecting the kids? Of course, the woke position is gun control, gun control, gun control. It's unbelievable. And then last but not least, Beto. It's not Betts, it's Beto, Sabrina. Beto is disrupted the press conference that Governor Abbott had. And, you know, this is on you, this is on you. I mean, just a freaking political stunt. Biden does it. Beto does it. Using a massacre of children for their messed up political angle. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.